I've just picked out a few that I like the look of. So this one, I know it's not a fraction question, this one is a different one, but it's such a fun one to do because it looks scary because it's all 99% oh goodness of 600, but it's actually really easy. So if we find 1% of 600, that should be easy, shouldn't it? If it were 1% of 100, that would be 1. 600 is 6 times the size of that, isn't it? He's up, Gramps, he's up here. Okay. 600 is 6 times the size. So 1% of 600 is going to be 6. So all you need is 6 less than 600 to get 99% of it, because that's 1% less. So for this one, you just find 1% of 600, which is 6, and take it off. So you should have 594. And as it's such an easy one, I thought we'd start with that one, just because it looked easy. Right, now we've got 7/10 divided by 2, and they've brilliantly given us some squares to help us. So it's tenths, so I'm going to draw out 10 squares, and I apologise in advance for not using a ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, it's going to be like a bar model. I'm going to get a thicker bar model, and it'll become clear why I'm doing it thicker in a minute. Okay, so if I call this whole thing one hole, okay, I'm going to put my red box, this is around one hole. Okay, here's one hole. One hole. Now I want to divide that into 10 equal pieces, because this line means division. We're dividing it into 10 equal pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here's the 10th one. Okay, I'm sorry it's not quite on the line, apologise, my art's not perfect. So this question starts with 7/10. Okay, so of these tenths we're using 7 of them. We're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7/10. Okay, we're not using the other 3/10 to make up the whole, we're just using the 7/10, and we need to divide it by 2. Now because 7 is an odd number, we can't divide that by 2. Okay, so we're going to have to do something else, because we can't have 3.5 over 10. Cool though that would be, we just can't do 3.5 over 10. It's not going to work. You can either use your number facts and turn that into an equivalent fraction that's real, or we can look at the 7/10 and we can halve that instead. So I've drawn my 7/10 where I can cut each tenth in half. Okay, so if I want, I'm going to change colour again because changing colours helps us to see what we've got. So I want just half of it, because if this is 7/10, I only want half. I only want half of 7/10. Dividing it by 2, we're finding a half. Okay. Now the reason I drew it large like this out of 10, with a double squares, is so I can cut them in half. So the other way of saying 7/10 is 14 over 20. Okay, so we can count these and we can see if there are 20 squares on the inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You can count there are 20 squares, and the ones in purple, there are 14 little squares, because 14 over 20 is the same as 7 over 10. Now both of these are even, so we can divide that by 2. Brilliant. Divide it by 2, 14 divided by 2. Okay. 7, but we're still dealing with 20ths. So if I divide it by 2, if I give half of these to this person and half of those to that person, which is dividing it by 2, then rather than 14 of the 20ths, I've got 7 20ths, because when we're dividing by 2, we don't change this bottom number. So 7 20ths. I can't simplify that any further. So 7 20ths, and you can see that we can get the same answer, because if I had turned this impossible thing, this 3.5 over 10, which isn't a real thing, you can't really do that. If I'd made that into numbers that work, then double 3.5 you get 7, double 10 you get 20. all right, and those are equivalent fractions. So there's proof of that, 7 over 20. Nice. Last one is a half divided by 3. So when you're dividing by an integer, when you're dividing by a whole number, it's going to get smaller. So you're going to have a smaller answer. So it might be a quarter or a sixth or an eighth or a tenth or a 12th. You're going to get something smaller. So if you end up with 3/4, respectfully, you've done it wrong. Okay? It's going to get smaller. I'm going to have a cake. Okay, it's a square cake. Maybe it's a Minecraft cake. I'll make it a Minecraft cake and I'll colour it green. Right, here's my Minecraft cake. Okay, I've got 12 squares inside my Minecraft cake, and we're going to find out why as I go along. Okay, here's my Minecraft cake. It's gorgeous. So I want to divide it by 3. Okay. The whole cake has got inside it, let's count how many squares in my Minecraft cake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The whole cake is 12 pieces. It's for a big party. Okay, I only want to use half the cake, which I'm going to share between the 3 people because dividing is sharing. So half the cake, it's still of the 12 squares, and I've got 6 of them in half the cake. So 6 over 12 is half, because 6 is half of 12. So this is still a half, and it wants us to divide this by 3 people. Okay, the cake sizes are going to stay the same. It's still over 12, so we're still going to have 12s. 6 divided by 3 is 2, and now we should be able to prove that with the picture. So here's my half a cake. Okay, I'll put it in black this time so you can see here's my half a cake. I'm dividing it into 3 equal pieces. Here's piece 1, here's piece 2, here's piece 3. There are 3 equal pieces. What size is the piece? Well, it's 1, 2 twelfths in each piece. So 2 twelfths is a pretty good answer, but you can simplify the fraction 2 twelfths to an equal fraction of 1/6, because 2 divided by 2 is 1, 12 divided by 2 is 6, and what we do to the top, we do to the bottom. And you can check that 1/6 is correct, because if I highlight the 2 twelfths, you can see that it's 1 out of 6 pieces of the whole cake. So that should be sorted. Now I want to stop the recording.